G'day guys, Sam here from Alton, and today I'm going to be showing you how to identify and repair a puncture in an inflatable sleeping mat. Now, inflatable sleeping mats are fantastic because they pack down small and they're super light. They are vulnerable to punctures though. All of our sleeping mats come with a little repair patch which makes in-field repairs very easy and can get you through in a tough situation. Now, before you get to fixing your mat, there are a few little tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a pair of scissors, the repair patch, a marker pen, either a spray bottle like this with a little bit of soapy water in it, or if you come around here, a bucket of water like this. Okay, so step one, we need to identify where the puncture is. In order to do that, you're going to need to inflate your mat, and then there are three methods that we can use to find this puncture. There's the listening method, the soapy water method, and the submersion method. So for the listening method, very simple. You get your mat, you go around, see if you can hear air coming out. I can't hear anything. We'll probably just jump to the next method. You can also sometimes feel it as well. The soapy water method, essentially you get a spray bottle like this with a little bit of soapy water, and you start to spray that over the mat and look for bubbles to start appearing. There you go. So, a little bit of soapy water very clearly starts to show where that puncture is. What you would normally do now is wipe this dry and get your pen out and draw a circle around where that hole is. But we're gonna actually do the submersion method as well, just to show you guys how it's done. All right guys, so now I'm gonna show you how to do the submersion method. You pretty much just need to find a decent sized bucket like this, fill it with water, and then you can let a little bit of air out of your mat to make it a little bit more manageable as you sort of pass the mat through the water. And what you're just looking for again is bubbles. It's probably a little bit more obvious when you do it like this than when you're using the spray method. So I'm just gonna go through and just submerge the mat like that, and we can just work our way across the mat. And then there you go. Straight away, we're getting constant bubbles hissing through there. All right, so now that I can see where those bubbles are coming out, I'm just gonna pinch the mat there, pull it out here. I'm going to just dry this section while I've got it, and just use my Sharpie here to draw a circle around where that hole is. And then that's just gonna make it easier for me to, once I've dried this all, to know where to repair essentially. So guys, it's probably worth noting at this point that in order to get the best results here with a repair patch, I would suggest leaving this out overnight to completely dry. I'm using a towel here for the purposes of the video, just to show you guys how to apply the patch, but getting this dry is gonna get better results. But obviously, you know, we're using some tools here and things like that you're probably not going to have with you in the bush. If you're in the bush, you can find a hole using, you know, a billabong or your water bottle, or you're just gonna have to find a way to find where that hole is. And obviously, you know, you might not be able to leave your mat out overnight to dry and those sorts of things. So this is a controlled environment. You're going to get better results, but that patch is going to get you out of a bind if you're out bush and you need something to sleep on at night. All right guys, so we found the hole and it's now time to apply the repair patch. So first things first, in your carry bag, in the top of the carry bag, you'll find this little pocket, and that there is where the repair patches are stored. Now it's time to apply the repair patches. There's a couple of tricks to get the most out of these. So if you come in here, you can see where I've got the hole. I've identified it there with the pen. The first thing you want to do is make sure that all the air is out of the mat and it's nice and flat. The next thing is that when you get these repair patches, if you have scissors, cutting your repair patch into a circle is going to reduce the risk of these corners peeling up over time. So the other thing is, when you're cutting your circle, you want to cut it down to size to make sure that like for example, in this situation, we're not going too close to these baffles. We're just trying to avoid all risk of this peeling off. All right, so as you can see, I've cut out a little circle there about the size of a 10-cent piece, which I think is perfectly appropriate for this approximately 3 mil little puncture. And then you want to make sure that's nice and clean. and then you just peel the adhesive off like that. And then on it goes, just like a sticker. And there it is. The puncture is completely covered. Okay guys, so that's all covered up nice. It's worth mentioning here that this is kind of the perfect scenario with a puncture. This is right in the middle of the baffle, beautiful flat surface, and we can apply that repair patch very easily. If the puncture lands along a baffle or an edge, the results might not be as good. So in those cases, it's worth maybe investigating a liquid adhesive or another more specialized repair product. All right guys, there it is. The repair patch is on. I've reinflated this. It's no longer losing air. In the bush, if you're in an emergency situation, this is going to get you through the night. If you've done this at home, I would actually recommend not inflating it for about 24 hours, just to make sure that that patch binds on nicely. And also, if you're going to head out with it, give it a test run, leave some weight on it overnight once you've reinflated it, and just make sure that that's holding nicely and it's not going to cause you any dramas.